Welcome to the channel, y'all. My name is Andrew, and this is my 27-foot Nomad Voyager houseboat that I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. We love to boat, we love to hunt, we love to fish. So when I saw this thing pop up on Marketplace, it was hard to resist, and it was about 20 minutes from my house, so I had to have it. It was in pretty horrible condition when I got it. The entire inside was rotted, poor construction. We tore down everything inside and outside. Left the front deck on here for now, but I'm gonna take you guys back to the beginning a year ago when I first got it, and then I'll give you guys an update of where it stands now. All right, guys, got it cleaned up this morning. First bath. Still needs probably 2 more. But she's looking pretty good. Do the first run through. I hadn't cleaned this deck yet, but you get the point. Lights work. Inside, I've not cleaned the inside yet. I'm just gonna gut all this, but it's kind of what it looks like. Nice little helm. Actually might keep that seat. But everything works, surprisingly. AC's cold. Microwave works. Fridge works. That probably works, it's gas. Shitter's in there, it's kind of gross. Back deck. Got a ladder going up to the bridge. A lot of people put like a seat over the air conditioner up there. You can also put like a helm and drive up there too. It'd be kind of cool. But you can go all the way up to the front. But yeah, so far, I mean, everything works. Like lights, AC, radio, everything. It's kind of crazy. Little update on the mothership here. She's had several baths now. She's actually white again. Definitely gonna need some paint on the bottom where it was sitting in the water, but it's alright. Good underneath. I have figured out that the poo tank is full, which is going to be a fun problem. So, that begs the question. Got to replace the floors and the cabinets in here, and that is the bathroom. It smells bad in there because the poo tank is full. So I think we have to fix the poo tank issue first, which means we have to fix the trailer and make it roadworthy. So just gotta do lights and wiring. That tire tried to come off on us. It's hanging on by a thread. So I think just new tires, hubs, lights, wiring. Get the trailer registered. Go dump the poo tank. And then we can begin demolition. Because I don't think I want to be working in that thing with that odor, you know what I mean? So that is what we got going on. Had it open for like a day and a half, airing out. The hatches are finally dry. The macerator pump for the Blackwater tank, it does indeed work, so that's cool. Hopefully it'll just pump right out. But everything's dry. I mean, it's getting less gross the more I clean it, thank God. That's it. Well, fast forward a year later, here we are. She is mostly torn down. I decided to leave the front deck on for now, just so it's easy to get in and out and work on the inside, but took off all the side decks. It's built real nice, ignore the spider webs. It's all welded. It's kind of interesting. So this house is just a two-piece fiberglass shell. So basically two halves, they riveted together. They just dropped this thing down in here. And it's basically got two big through bolts in the front and two in the back that secure it. And just those 4 bolts with the weight of everything in the house holds everything in there. You can see them right there. This thing has got a ton, I mean a ton of space in the back that is not really being used for anything. I think it had a hatch right here, and then the ladder covers up the other side. So definitely gonna get creative and use some of this space, because it's about 2 feet deep down in here. It's pretty nice, maybe more than that. But basically the outboard is on a bracket off the transom, and it's nice stout 1/4-inch aluminum. I did a full service on this outboard and it just leaked all the oil out of the lower unit. I don't really know what's going on with that, but it does crank. But I think we're gonna ditch the old 130. I think we can do better than that. These boats, from what I've seen, will do about like mid-20s, upper 20s on plane, which is not bad for, you know, a 4,500, 5,000 pound boat. But I think we can do better than that, for sure. So in the rear, you have a 50-gallon fuel cell, straightforward. They've done a little redneckery to the top, but we'll patch that up, no problem. It only had 2 batteries for this whole thing, which was kind of interesting, but we'll obviously replace those with some lithiums. On this side, you have your sump. So basically for the gray water from the bathroom that's now over there disassembled, and the kitchen would all come to this sump and automatically pump it up front to the black water tank. So we don't have separate gray water and black water, just one big tank for all the water. I did go through the trailer, rewired it, put new lights on the trailer, new hubs, wheels, tires. It's all good to go. So underneath the front deck, you've got these 2 gigantic hatches, which are super nice. They've got little trays in them that are lined that I'll probably redo, but a ton of storage up front for, you know, camping gear and all your other stuff. But I got the poo tank situation figured out. So basically it was full of 50 gallons of poo, and this boat is plumbed in 2 directions. You can either dump it overboard, which I'm gonna delete because that's illegal where I live in Georgia, or you can pump it out through the outlet valve right there, which is ultimately what I ended up doing. And I found a cool gadget to do this with. It's called a black water bazooka. So basically you hook onto your outlet valve of your boat, you hook up your garden hose. If you have a septic tank, you run a drain hose into the clean out port on your septic tank, and it uses siphon to pump out your tank into your septic tank, which is cool. So you don't have to go anywhere or pay anything, which is nice. So I did leave this deck on. You know, ultimately this is all gonna be composite. I haven't decided which material yet. I'm leaning towards Kusa, also looking at Corelite, a couple others, but ultimately this will all be composite all the way around, and I'm going to glass the deck to the house, so the bilge will all be watertight and nice. But basically, I have got this thing stripped down almost all the way to the glass. So on the inside, on the floor, some of that stuff was so rotten that it just crumbled and came right up, but there was some high spots like here and here that weren't rotten that I basically had to take a planer and remove all that extra wood, which is taking some time. If you guys remember, this shower and bathroom was right over here. There's a flip down sleeper sofa, stairs going up to the loft, which is no longer in here, but I'll put it back in. I just took out the wood structure because I want to go all composite. This is basically what it was made of. It's a fiberglass shell that they laminated together, which is good. But then they use these almost like RV panels. That's Luan wood, styrofoam, and more Luan all just glued together to make a panel. And then they glued that to the shell as the structure. So obviously that failed and rotted out, and it rotted everywhere. But I think the two biggest design flaws with this boat beyond that is they had a propane refrigerator right here, but they cut holes in the side of the house to vent it, and they just had these like plastic covers that went on there, and there was nothing keeping the water from just splashing inside of the house. So obviously that all rotted out. And then same thing over here for the propane water heater, and you can just see it just crumbled all the wood away. The only thing left is the glue, and there's no drain in the floor. So if you got water in here, there was nowhere to go. But the floors were basically just plywood with a sheet of fiberglass with resin over top. And same thing for the ceiling too. You can actually see right here, there's a small layer of plywood, and there was a second one glassed underneath this that I've already gotten off, but just pretty trash construction. You can see there how it's made. But we'll make it right. I'm gonna use all composite board all the way around. Just get this stripped down, you know, back to bare glass, and laminate everything back together step by step. I have to make a new helm. This thing is also wood and about to fall off. I think I'm definitely going to add the second helm with the second operator station up there. I think it'd be a lot of fun to drive from up there. We've got a pile of stuff that I saved over here that I may reuse, may not. But if I don't, I'll at least have the old stuff to reference for size and dimensions and everything. I actually kind of like this sink. It's fiberglass, so it's not heat resistant, but I don't know, maybe we'll use it. All the railings and everything. This boat lived its life on West Point Lake in West Georgia and was docked at the marina in the houseboat slips. So it has a little bit of pitting on the aluminum. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's mostly just the paint. But I replaced all the anodes on the motor before I decided that we're probably going to get rid of it. Here's what the anodes from the boat look like. They were toast. But the cool thing about this boat, you can tell by the water line, it only drafts 12 inches of water. And that was with marine plywood construction and all the carpet and all the extra weight that it won't have. So this is the main thing that drew me to this boat. So we can really take this thing a lot of places that you really couldn't get a larger boat of this size into. So we're building this boat in Columbus, Georgia, and we are located here on the Chattahoochee River. It's about a quarter mile from my house, and we can put this boat in the river downtown and drive all the way to Apalachicola, Florida on the Gulf Coast. So that'll be the very first maiden voyage of this thing once we get it all put back together. We got a long way to get there. So follow along, and I'll try to learn a few tricks along the way. Maybe we'll all learn something together.